Greeting, combatants. In this video, I'm going to review Klassic Nightwolf. This video is going to turn into a rant later, so without wasting any more time, let's start. First of all, they really worked hard on his design, and it's a 10 out of 10. No complaints at all. Now let's quickly read his passive. Spirit Wrath. Basic attacks add might, granting Klassic Nightwolf a 7% basic attack damage boost and increasing power generation by 2%. Okay, this part is actually very good for beginners. Might lasts only 2 seconds and stacks up to 12 times. If Nightwolf is hit, then 1 stack of might is removed. This is bad. 2 seconds is way too short, and if you get hit, you lose a stack. I will explain this later in the video. At 10 stacks or more, Nightwolf can use all might to apply Spirit of Wrath to the opponent for 12 seconds. While under Spirit of Wrath, the opponent's debuff resistance or reflect is ignored, and they are additionally struck by lightning during Nightwolf's special attacks. This is a good ability on paper, but bad when you actually use it. Explanation later in the video. Synergy Classic teammates, including Nightwolf, deal 15% more damage with fire and lightning attacks, and have a 20% chance for all special attacks to be unblockable. Worst synergy ever. Again, more explanation later in the video. SP1 has nothing. SP2 has shield break, X-ray has fire. Now let's test how good of a fighter he actually is. The first thing I want to test is the 15% lightning damage boost. Does it work with Classic Raiden's tag-in attacks? Nope. It does not work on Raiden's tag-in, even though his tag-in is a lightning attack, and that is very sad.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic. Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
Okay, his combos are good and clumsy at the same time. The enemy can interrupt you. In this video, we will only test his ability in SP2, because his SP1 and X-ray are the same as other Nightwolf characters.
How could you?
You can fill his might in 2 combos, but if you get interrupted, you lose it very fast. The easy way to chain Nightwolf's combos is to do 2 combos, then might, then 2 combos, or special attacks. Alright, that's enough testing. He is mid as a fighter, not too good, not too bad. If you play him right, you can chain his combos easily. Now let's come to the rant part. In this video, you will see how I scale a character, in case you haven't seen my classic Liu Kang videos. So the first thing we look at is his synergy. He gives 15% damage boost to classic teammates for Fire and Lightning. That is not a game-changing synergy. Instead of this 15% damage boost, I can get way more value by using other classic cards. Classic Scarlet gives 40% basic attack unblockable chance. Classic Smoke gives 20% debuff resistance. Classic Liu Kang applies Cripple on tag-in. Classic Reptile applies Poison on tag-in and gives 80% critical hit chance against poisoned enemies. Classic Jade gives snare immunity. Classic Cabal heals you during the adrenaline effect. Classic Ermac gives 10% free damage. Classic Shang Tsung gives a guaranteed heal on SP1. Classic Goro gives 20% bonus attack. Now let's talk about the fire part of his passive. He boosts fire damage by 15% for classic teammates. Let's see how many classic cards can actually apply fire. Only 4 characters. Classic Scorpion applies fire on SP2, even though we mostly use him for SP1 spam. Classic Liu Kang applies fire on X-Ray, even though he is an SP2 spammer, and he only applies fire in his dragon form when he gets the fire debuff, but most of the time, we don't even use his dragon form. Classic Kano applies fire on SP2, but he is also an SP1 spammer. And Nightwolf himself applies fire on X-Ray, but we rarely use X-Rays. If I want to seriously boost fire damage, I have much better options. Like Ravenous Melina, 100% dot damage boost, no conditions. The second character I can use is Sector Triborg, 30% fire damage boost, no conditions. I can also use gears that boost fire damage instead of wasting my third slot on Classic Nightwolf. Now for the 15% lightning damage boost. How many classic characters can even do lightning attacks? Raiden, Rain, Shang Tsung, and Nightwolf himself? Only 4. But surprise, surprise, Soak can boost lightning damage as well. So I would rather use Classic Scarlet instead of Nightwolf for the basic attack unblockable chance in a team Soak strategy. So he gives classic teammates a 20% unblockable special attack chance. But there are many classic characters who already have unblockable special attacks. Goro, Reptile, Jax, Cabal, Rain, Raiden, Ermac, Shang Tsung, Scorpion, Noob Saibot, Kano with his passive, and Nightwolf himself. That's 12 out of 20 characters, so this part of his passive is pretty much useless. Now let's talk about the Might Wrath part. So basically, Spirit Wrath disables the opponent's debuff resistance and reflection for 12 seconds. This passive is only useful against 2 characters or teams. The first is Garrus, and the second is the Classic team with Classic Smoke. And even then, this is still worthless. First, you have to waste so much time just to activate Spirit Wrath. Now imagine Garrus does his chest attack in the middle of your combo. You lose stacks, and you have to waste even more time to reacquire it. And in boss battles, you only have 2 minutes. On top of that, this effect lasts only 12 seconds. So when are you going to apply Team Soak? When are you going to use Raiden's SP2? It's too complicated to perform in real fights. You can't do everything in just 12 seconds. The enemy doesn't stand like a statue in fights. The best thing I can do instead is use Classic Smoke in the team and make my team 100% resistant to debuffs, and at the same time cancel out debuff reflection. Also, I can't play Chaotic Crypt with Classic Nightwolf. I can't play Elder Survivor runs with Classic Nightwolf. The only place I can play him is in towers, and his passive is also worthless in towers. So instead of using Classic Nightwolf, I have so many better options that can boost my team's stats drastically. For example, Pyromancer Tanya, who works with 70% of the roster, Outworld, Martial Artist, and Nomad. I can also use Classic Scarlet as my block breaker, equip 2 tower weapons, and boost my damage by more than 600%. Now compare 15% to more than 600%. The only mode I can play with Nightwolf, and he is not useful there either. So that's it for the rant. I also have many more reasons not to use him, but if I explain everything, this video will be 1 hour long, so I want to end this video here. So where should I rank Classic Nightwolf? Honestly, I wanted to rank him as total trash, but he is a good fighter, so I will rank him as a C tier. Good character, worst passive. This is the second trash character NRS has ever released, after Wretch Devora. She has the best passive but is bad as a character, and Nightwolf is the opposite of her. So that's it for this rant, guys. If this video was informative for you, then stun the like button, do SP2 on the subscribe button, and hype the video with Frost. Thank you for watching. Peace out.